Okay, so today let's talk about the gifts that today's children are not only using in their life here on earth, but what they're bringing through with them from spirit that are remaining intact, literally from birth. So, welcome to another episode of Babies from Beyond, where I will be talking with you about today's children, whether they are still in spirit or already earthside. So please tune in and leave a comment, or please like and subscribe as well if this is content that is of interest to you. So today, as I tune into my guides who are here to support not only humanity and its future trajectory, but specifically focusing on today's babies and children who are here to do such deep and powerful work for the transformation of the planet, of humanity, and of course, Mother Earth herself. So today I'm feeling the call to really dive deeper into the spiritual gifts that today's children come bearing, ready to share from a very young age. And this is around frequency, energy, and light codes. So today's children have huge amounts of energy, in case you haven't already noticed. And for the first time in the history of planet Earth, that energy is being allowed to be expressed rather than suppressed, as it has been in all prior generations prior to this generation. So children, especially from about the age of 2, when their own awareness is deepening and coming on board and online in a very powerful way, this is also when their own light codes and their own frequencies and their healing abilities are being activated. For most children, it is around this age, give or take, within the degrees of variability for the human race. So what on earth can a child be offering the world or be gifting the world at this age when they're still learning to be a little human? And I want to focus first on light codes. So these are frequency of color, frequency of light that have different healing abilities, different properties, and different frequencies that resonate with not only different parts of the body, but different environments, different circumstances, different people, and also that work differently with Mother Nature and the earth herself. So when we talk of the earth, we talk of the ground, the soil, the water, the sand, the dirt, the trees, the planets, the stars, the cosmos, but also the animals, the flora, the fauna, the birds, the dogs, the cats, the snakes, the mice, the dragonflies, butterflies. All of the animals that exist here on the earth respond to these frequencies of light. In fact, we all do. We're just numb to these energies, most of us, although many of us are slowly waking up to the enrichment and the power that these light codes offer. So a light code is simply a frequency of color, a frequency of light. And many of today's children are carrying in particular the frequency of green, the green light codes. So green is related to the heart. It's also very connected to nature, which makes sense with what we were just talking about earlier with today's children and their connection to nature. And also how important it is for these children to be spending time out in nature, less time indoors. And we know that sometimes it can be hard because of the weather or the climate that you may live in. But today's children are needing more time outside than any previous generation before. The problem is that they're spending less time outside than any previous generation because of the addiction to screens, because of the focus on study and schoolwork and mind-based activities, that children are not being able to spend as much time outside as what they need. So encourage them, encourage your children, encourage other children who may be in your care to spend time outside, playing in the dirt, playing with the trees, climbing in the trees, talking to the animals. Normalize this for them so that they can maintain and also develop and strengthen their own connection with nature. And this in turn is going to develop and strengthen their own frequency and alignment with the light codes that they already carry. the light codes that they carry from spirit, from the cosmos, from other planets, from other places that they've been and have existed and have gained wisdom from and learnt from and are bringing to the earth at this time. These codes need to be nourished, they need to be nurtured, and they also need to be grounded. So this is why spending time outside in nature is so helpful for these children. Just to be, just to play, just to explore, just to be a child, but also to connect with this part of themselves that is so connected to these frequencies, to allow them to be activated as well for their use here on the earth. And the way that many of these children, especially those who carry the green light codes for the heart, for emotions, but also for nature and healing, it's activated through the earth herself, through Mother Gaia or Mother Nature's energy, the energies and the light codes that she is guarding or the guardian of here on the earth. These children are ready to activate these. So just allow them to spend time outside. And just the presence and the time and the space with this, without needing to do anything in particular, is really going to help these light codes to come online. But it will activate slowly. This next generation of children, they need slow. They don't need fast. They don't need to be pushed. So this is not about activating them from 0 to 100 in a single hour outside. This is a slow drip. These children will be drip fed these light codes from a place of remembrance, especially in those first 10 years. So from the ages of 2 to 10 is when these memories are really going to be activated, and they'll learn to manage and to be the guardian of their own light codes and frequencies that they are bringing with them at this time. This is more what children are looking for when it comes to play. As I tune into the energy of the current and future souls who have this type of light code in their energy fields, especially from their third eye, are little mini earth angels. They're earth healers. They're here to heal. They're the future sages and mystics of our time. They are both boys and girls, in equal parts. They each carry these codes, and they are here to heal the earth, to nourish the earth. The earth has moved beyond the need to be nourished with other physical and 3D nutrients and soil. The earth needs much more than this now, to replenish Mother Nature and her sources and her energy, and to also reactivate those hidden parts of her that are yet to be discovered. These children are here to help nourish the soil through these light codes, through these activations, through this green healing energy, like a watering can of green light that is being poured back into the earth. Today's children come knowing this. They come knowing that this will happen and that they are here to do this. They may not know this consciously as a young child, but they do it automatically just through the soul's imprint that they carry from the cosmos and that place between lives where they've spent time planning this life. It's like a fertilizer, this green light. It usually comes out of their forehead from their third eye into the earth. But with some children, it comes directly from their heart and also through their hands. So anything that they touch, encourage play, encourage touching the earth, being in the water, being on the sand, playing in the dirt, in the mud. Encourage them to touch safely, within reason, the animals, the flora, the fauna that exist in the earth. Allow them to handle the bugs and the creepy crawlies, again, in a safe, age-appropriate way. But by doing so, they are automatically dispersing and distributing this green light code energy that the flora and the fauna and Mother Nature herself is so thirsty for at this time. This is an exciting time and a real pivotal time for the earth, and also for these children who are coming. There's a collective wave of children who have a huge role to play when it comes to the earth and her future. And it's much different to what we are made to believe. The future of the earth is powerful and it's going to impact so many lives. And today's children have a big part of ensuring that that happens and continues to happen from now and into the future. So our strongest message for you today is, if you have children, especially between the ages of 2 and 10, give them plenty of opportunity to play outside, plenty of opportunity to be in the yard, to be at the beach, to be in the park, wherever they can connect with nature. Encourage them to hug the trees, to talk to the birds, to handle the critters and creepies and crawlies. Allow them to do these things. Encourage them to do these things. Allow them to naturally and easily disperse the light codes that they already have within them. Set an intention to allow their light codes to be activated in a gentle way, both for them as small children here on the earth, but also for Mother Earth herself, for Mother Nature and her spirit beings, her animals, her plants, her trees, all of it. Allow it to be gentle, for it does not need to be destructive. It does not need to be overwhelming, nor does it need to be intense for any involved. This is a gentle, slow process, nurturing, nourishing, seeding, and then watering that growth, allowing it to evolve and develop at its own pace, without rules, without expectations. There's nothing you need to do. There's nothing that you need to force. There's nothing that you need to teach them around this. Just give them the time and the space to be outside. Encourage them to touch, to hear, to listen, to connect with Mother Nature, to connect with the planet Earth herself. Today's children have a capacity to do that well beyond any generation prior, even those of you who are parents in this life and of that age. Your connection to the earth has developed multifold since your own childhood, through intention and time. But today's children come with that intact. They come hitting the ground running. Allow them to explore. Also, encourage them to ask questions. Allow them to ask questions. The answer is not so much important. The question itself is the activation. The questions that today's children ask, especially around the birds, the nature, the trees, the animals, the creepies, the crawlies, all of these things are such powerful questions that they have. And they're so much deeper than any answers that could be given in return. So ask them, do you have questions about the trees, about the sky? Allow them to ask the questions. Ponder the answers together. And soon they will return to their connection with the land. We'll talk more about other frequencies, other colors of light codes. But for now, this has been about introducing the green light code, specifically for today's children, or that today's children are holding and carrying, that they're the guardians of. And for today's children, that nourishing and nurturing is supported so deeply by the earth. For some children, that ability to nourish and nurture another starts with the earth. It starts with picking up that caterpillar. It starts with rescuing that fly. It starts with planting that tree or watering that tree. Today's children thrive in those environments. And it's from here, it's from this space, it's from the earth space, the connection with the planet to nature herself. It's where this seed will blossom into the heart space to also activate their heart chakras and activate their ability for compassion, for empathy, and their love for others. Now is not the time for control or restricting or suppressing them. Those times are over. You have all been the pattern breakers who have disrupted these parental patterns. So honor yourself for that. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge the work that you have done to prepare yourself to be the parent that you are and the parent that you are continuing to be and will be in the future. It both started and stopped with you, so honor your own part in this process. And as we sit with the energies that have come through today, we invite you to bring the color green to your mind's eye, to that space between the eyebrows. It can be any color green. For some that may look light and bright, for others it may be a darker green. The exact color is not the issue. It's the ability to see that color, to feel that color. So lean into that now. You may feel it in your hands, you may feel it in your heart, you may feel it in your third eye. Just honor that. See that, feel that. Maybe even hear it. For you also carry these frequencies within you. Your child is also activating your own light codes. So you're on the journey with them, leaning into their wisdom and what they have to teach you. Again, you don't need to do anything other than have presence. Notice how your heart feels when you think of green. Notice the color behind your eyelids. Breathe into it. Feel it. Allow it to be there. Allow it to come. Allow it to go. Allow it to flicker. Allow it to change. Don't try to control it. Don't try to force it. Just acknowledge it. So thank you for tuning in this week. I hope that message resonated with you around the green light codes that today's children are bringing to the earth and activating not only within themselves and Mother Nature herself, but also within you as well. So yeah, take your time to really tune into that green frequency. What does it feel like in your body, in your heart, in your mind? What does it look like? Does it have a sound? Just leaning into that. Being curious. Curiosity is all that is required. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to find out more about your own child's particular light codes or spiritual gifts that they are coming to support humanity with, then please feel free to check out the show notes or the description below and to book in a session where we can dive deeper into your own child's gifts and also your own gifts around this as well, if that's something that interests you. So take care. Thank you for tuning in. Please leave a review, like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next week.